It was a record-breaking weekend in more ways than just one. We had record snowfall yesterday and near record-tying, I should say, cold this morning. Good morning, meteorologist Erin Ashley. Make sure that you're sending us those snowfall photos. We're going to brush up on how much each location got throughout this live stream, talk a little bit more about the cold temperatures we're sitting in right now, how long they're going to last, and if you're excited for it, a warm up into that 7-day forecast. It's not a bad look outside to our Newport cam. You can kind of see a little bit of that fog sticking around the river. Yeah, the water is warmer, of course, than the air around it, and we've got plenty of blue sky to go around. But here's the thing that we're going to be moving into your afternoon. We are still tracking temperatures in the single digits now. Wind chills are well below zero. So we're going to brush up on that here in just a second. Let's talk a little bit more about what's on our radar. This is what you need to know heading into the next few days, even into your work week. We are experiencing the coldest temperatures in Cincinnati that we've seen since January. So make sure you're bundling up. It's a shock to the system, at least it was for me. We are warming up this week. It's a steady warm up though. So we're talking teens today, 20s tomorrow, 30s Tuesday, 40s Wednesday, and then 50s on Thursday. I know we're dialing up the heat, and that's actually our next chance for some thunderstorms is going to be on Thursday. So that's what's on our radar. Here's what we saw moving through the area yesterday. The international airport broke the old record of 4 inches of snowfall within one day on December 13th. That was set back in 1945 at 4 inches, and the new record set just yesterday, 4.9, nearly 5 inches of snow reported at CVG, and that's one of the lighter areas, right? We saw plenty of areas around the tri-state who got at least 6 inches, so we'll get to that in a second. We also tied a record low this morning. The record, as it stands, is 0 degrees, and that was set back in 1901, and we got to that mark today. 0 degrees is what we woke up to here in Cincinnati. At least that's the lowest those morning lows got here. Locally, we did see some areas, Batesville, Wilmington, that dropped below 0. Again, these are air temperatures, not the wind chills, so very cold once you factor in the wind chill. We'll brush up on the cold weather advisories as well. Snowfall totals. I'm encouraging you guys to send us your photos, but also let me know how much snow you saw and what kind of snow you saw. We did have most of us within that range, that forecast range of about 3 to 6 inches, but we had plenty of areas who got just above that range as well. Some of us got well above. Hillsborough, nearly 8 inches of snow up that direction. Newtonsville, a little bit closer to downtown in Claremont County, 7.5 inches. Batesville, 6.5, and then most of the area did get at least 3 inches. Northern Kentucky, excluding the airport, and northern parts of Boone, Kenton, Campbell counties, maybe around 2 to 3 inches. We didn't see a whole lot far south of the tri-state. So let me know how much snow you guys got. Send us those photos. We'd love to feature them throughout not just our live stream today, but also throughout our shows later on fox19.com. So today it's not about it is kind of about the snow, but it's not actively falling. It's about the cold temperatures that we are experiencing right now. It's a first alert weather day, and there's also a lot of slick spots out there on the roads. I know the crews are out there really working so hard, and we thank them so much for what they've already done, but it is very difficult to get snow and ice off the roads with these bitter cold temperatures. Salt doesn't work as effectively once it gets so cold, and we've entered that territory today. We'll stick in that territory for tomorrow morning too. So very cold in the morning, slick in spots, and it's coming off of the heels of a pretty cold day too. So depends on those temps. But then again, another first alert weather day into your work week. After this warm up, all good things have to come to an end, and it comes to a rainy end on Thursday. Showers and a few rumbles of thunder. It's also looking quite breezy as well. We'll brush up and touch on that forecast coming up in just a second. So here's the timeline of the next couple of days into your Tuesday morning. So right now we are sitting in bitter cold wind chills, -5 to about -10, maybe -15. This morning, some of us were waking up to -20-degree wind chills, including us here in Cincinnati. The afternoon will bring sunshine. We're already seeing it right now. We're going to see more of it, but it's not going to be comfortable. High temperatures are going to be in the teens. Now Monday, tomorrow, another bitter cold start. This one perhaps a little bit more impactful if you're stepping out to the bus stop, heading out to work. Keep that in mind, just a few slick spots. And then Monday afternoon, we're still well below freezing. Forecast highs tomorrow are still in the 20s. So any snow that we do see, anything that's wet outside, any puddles from the treated roads, we are watching out for refreezing going on. So keep that in mind, not just for today, but also tomorrow. And then Tuesday, another cold start in the teens before we start that warm-up process. Now, right now here in Cincinnati, a very cold start to the day. I mean, we're still very cold, and we're elbows deep into the morning right now. It's 10:21 and we're at 2 degrees at Cincinnati. Keep in mind, we woke up at 0. We've hardly climbed despite the sun, and we're going to notice that trend into your afternoon as well. So it feels like temperatures are well below 0. That's why we have cold weather advisories in effect for the entire tri-state, because this wind makes it feel just extra cold at times. And also look at the visibility. It's not perfect. We've got some drifting snow out there that'll affect travel as well. Okay, seeing if I have any questions or comments coming on in, and I'm not seeing anything rolling on in. Hopefully that's a good thing. Let's roll on with the punches. So the punches being these cold temperatures, because Batesville's still at 0 degrees, Wilmington's at 1. Very cold. Put in perspective, guys, this time yesterday, most of us were in the low 30s, so we're at least 25 to 30 degrees colder than where we were this time yesterday, and the winds make it feel all the more frigid. And the wind chill, this is why we're really stressing layers upon layers, because even though the air temperatures are not in the negatives quite yet, it's the wind chill that makes it feel like we're in the negatives and far into the negative values too. We're talking nearly 20-degree wind chill, negative 20-degree wind chill at the international airport right now. And that could lead to frostbite if you're not taking care of yourselves or if you're outside for way too long. So that's why we have cold weather advisories that started yesterday evening at 7 o'clock. It's all day today, and it will end tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning. And that's because wind chills are going to be in the afternoon anywhere from -5 to -10. The mornings and evenings, we're talking -10 to -20. It's very cold. So limit your time outdoors and make sure you are bundling up with these cold temperatures sticking around. So to give you an idea of what to expect heading out the door, of course, temperatures are very slow to warm up. You can expect the teens. That's as far as we're going to be getting into the afternoon. That's as warm as we're going to be getting with mostly sunny skies. That wind from the northwest is going to really make it dangerously cold, I should say. Now the Bengals forecast, the game's still going on, of course. It's very cold. Make sure you're bundling up. The true tailgaters this morning hopefully have been very warm. We have wind chills below 0 right now and single-digit temperatures. Now kickoff will just be climbing into the teens by about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And the ride home, the middle teens. That's as warm as we're getting. Factor in the wind, and this is what we're feeling like for game time. A little bit closer to... Let me back it up for you guys. A little bit closer to about -10 in spots here in Cincinnati, -12, and then we don't see much relief into Monday either. We're starting very cold with negative wind chill values in the afternoon, wind chill values in the single digits, maybe 10 degrees. So that's why today's a first alert weather day, tomorrow morning a first alert weather day as well. And then once we get into your work week, we're talking Tuesday, Wednesday, that's when we start to lift out of this really deep freeze. We're forecasting 37 there on Tuesday. That lifts us above the freezing point. Hopefully we'll get rid of a little bit of that snow that's still out there. It'll be out there for plenty of time. And then Wednesday will really help that melt, 43 degrees, and then certainly Thursday as well, not just with the 50-degree highs, but also the chance for some rain in that forecast. We've got about an 80% chance that you're going to see some showers and a few rumbles of thunder on Thursday. It's also going to be very windy. I'm seeing winds gusting up to about 40, maybe 45 miles per hour. We'll let you know if that changes. But it's a first alert weather day because of the rain and the impact it's going to be having there to your plans. Right now, the timing is favoring the afternoon. So, I mean, this is kind of hinting at some spotty showers in the morning, but more heavy, impactful rain will arrive later on in the day. Early afternoon for those west of Cincinnati, here in Cincinnati, right in the middle of the day. And then as the rain sails east, the cold air follows in from behind, and we'll get a quick little shot of snow before the showers come to a complete stop. So something we'll be watching out for Thursday, going to be the rain. Friday morning, going to be the little bit of snow and potentially a flash freeze because of that, all that rain on Thursday. temperatures Friday morning are going to be below freezing, so we can't rule out some extra slick spots out on the roads for Friday morning. But most of your week should be pretty good, pretty clear in terms of the snow impacts, outside of a little bit of a chance for some slick spots tomorrow. I'd say today is kind of the big day that we're still tracking those big travel disruptions, not just with the slick spots out on the roads, the snow-covered roads still, but also these drifting snow with the winds kind of whipping around a little bit. All right, here's some warmer thoughts for you guys. The 8 to 14 day outlook. We're getting closer into Christmas territory, and we're still eyeing above normal temperatures. Above normal temperatures for this time of year, we're talking 40s and maybe even the 50s, depending on which day we're looking at, but from December 22nd through December 28th. So right in that holiday window, that Christmas holiday window, temperatures are looking above normal on average. Certainly a good change of pace from the last couple of days. Now we do have a first alert weather day for today. 14, your forecast high. Many of us are going to struggle to get there, even though we're seeing plenty of sunshine. The Bengals game, make sure you're bundling up. Perhaps stay home, stay inside if you really can. And tomorrow morning, this morning we dropped to 0 degrees. Tomorrow I'm forecasting 1 degree, but I would not be surprised if we dropped even colder than that, especially since our forecast this morning was for 3 and it ended up being 0. You kind of see the trend there. So plan for very cold temperatures tomorrow morning, regardless of what the temperature is actually going to read. The afternoon high, 24 degrees. So better than today, but still very cold, very freezing. Tuesday, a bit warmer, 37, so lifting above the freezing point. That's when snow is going to start to melt. Wednesday, watch out for a bit of slick spots out on the roads in the morning with a low of 32, but then the afternoon really kickstarts the melt process, 43 your forecast high. Thursday, we got some clouds coming on in during the morning. Most of the morning is dry, warming us up to the middle 50s by the afternoon. Those rain showers are going to be pulling on through the tri-state, which brings temperatures back down to the 30s for Friday. Temperatures falling throughout the day. It's going to be breezy as that storm system kicks through the area, so expect Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday have a pretty noticeable breeze, but especially Thursday. And then we see temperatures rebound a little bit into next weekend. We're getting awfully close to Christmas being in the 10-day forecast, and I just showed you a second ago, above normal temperatures still looking likely as we get into and closer that Christmas holiday week. Okay, let's see if we have any questions rolling on in. JD is tuning in. What is the weather for Canton tomorrow morning? What's the weather for tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning in Canton, I'm not too sure about it. I'm assuming, and I would safely assume, it's going to be very, very cold, likely a few slick spots out on the roads. JD, thanks for tuning on in. Jessica is asking, how are the roads? So this morning, we were actually out on the storm tracker all morning long, and it seems the interstates, as per usual, are very well treated. They kind of were tended to first, but then the crews, we heard firsthand from them that they are going to start tackling the less traveled on roads throughout the day today. So still allow yourself some extra time. The roads aren't perfect. They're not going to be perfect today. They might not even be perfect for tomorrow morning's commute either, but at least, thankfully, progress is being made. The weather today is really not going to help though, because we're well below freezing and we're going to stay that way. Thanks for tuning in, Jessica. Melvin's tuning on in. Hi, Erin. Is it going to be warm this week? Relatively, yeah, for a couple of days. I'd say Wednesday, Thursday are going to be those more mild days, especially Thursday before the rain moves in. And Nikki's saying no white Christmas this year. Yeah, it's not looking likely. In order for us to have that white Christmas, we have to have the cold temps. And right now, all I'm seeing is temperatures in the 40s, maybe even the 50s. So, of course, that would not be good for the snow that tries to fall. No white Christmas, unfortunately. We'll let you know if that changes. I've seen crazier things happen to the forecast, and I'm sure you guys have too. Okay, no other questions coming on in right now, and I believe that brings me to the end of the information I had for you guys today on 19 at 10:15. It's been a record-breaking weekend. We did have record snowfall yesterday, nearly 5 inches reported at CVG, with higher totals north upwards of like 7.5 inches towards Hillsborough. Not adding any snow throughout the day today, but the cold temperatures will be lingering. So make sure you're bundling up, keeping each other accountable as well, making sure your friends are doing well, your family. It's a good idea to check in on those sensitive groups of people, young folks, a little bit older folks, pets, just people who are a little bit more vulnerable to the cold temperatures. cold weather advisories in effect till tomorrow. And then eventually we do reach back into the 50s. So weather whiplash, grab your tissues. Well, if anything changes for the forecast coming up later on today on Fox 19. But for now, signing off here in Queensgate, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Stay warm and have a great rest of your weekend.